Hi everyone, my name is Shishir Nigam and welcome to our channel Journey to Freedom, where you can follow along on our journey to financial freedom through the worlds of Shopify and dropshipping. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bells so that you get notified every single time we put out a brand new video. So today we're going to be talking about campaign budget optimization, and is it finally compulsory? Is it going to be finally upon us? Make sure you stay till the end of the video so that you can catch all the tips to make sure that you are ready for when CBOs become mandatory for your ad accounts. So let's get right into it. So CBOs, are they finally becoming mandatory? Now here is an email from, and I'll give credit to where it's due, this is from Dipesh Mandalia, who is a very, very well-renowned Facebook ads expert in the community. And this is an email that he posted out from his Facebook representative some time ago, which was confirming that as of February 27th of this year, CBO's campaign budget optimization will become compulsory for all ad accounts, and it will be mandatory. So you would no longer be able to utilize ad level budgets to run your campaigns. As you can see in this email here, February 27th was supposed to be the rollout date. Now, obviously, February 27th has come and gone. And what Facebook has come back with, this is an email from my own Facebook representative. And he has indicated that, yes, CBO was intended to be rolled out in February, but now Facebook has decided to conduct a phased rollout of campaign budget optimization to the ad accounts. So not everybody will be forced into campaign budget optimization right away. People will get affected by it over time. So it will be a phased rollout, not one fixed date for everybody. So you have some breathing room, essentially. That's what they're trying to tell you. But the key thing is that CBO is coming. There will be a point soon where you will no longer be able to use ad level budgets to run your campaigns. So if you have not tried CBO and not experimented with it, this is the time before it becomes compulsory, and you don't want to be caught in a pot of hot water at that time. All right, so let's go through a few points here that can help you get set up. So what does it mean for you? As I mentioned, at some point soon, all of your campaigns will have to be utilizing campaign budget optimization, and I'll go on to explain exactly what that is. So changes to existing campaigns that you have going on will be limited. So if you have current campaigns which are using ad set level budgets, then once the migration happens, then you'll be limited to what kind of changes you can make to those existing ad sets. So you may not have the full degree of flexibility that you currently already have. So like I mentioned, the key thing is that you master it sooner than later. So let's start with a brief explanation of what campaign budget optimization is. So on the left-hand side, and this is a graphic straight from Facebook that explains what the purpose of CBO is. On the left-hand side, this is how things are currently done with an ad set level budget. So without campaign budget optimization, currently, when you start a new campaign, you are setting the budgets at the ad set level. So if you're familiar, usually people will recommend choosing different interests, for example, to target for your product, and then setting a $10 budget, let's say, to test out each of those budgets. So this is what currently it looks like. And this shows you as an example what kind of results such a strategy might bring you. So $10 allocation to each budget, and let's say the middle ad set gives you 5 conversions. The first one gives you 3, the second one gives you 2. Because you're allocating equally to each one, Facebook is just spending the amount that you told Facebook to spend. It's not really saying, oh, because this ad set is more profitable, I can change my budget automatically. So as a result, you end up with 10 conversions. Now, in comparison, with campaign budget optimization, your budget moves to the campaign level. So you're allocating now at the campaign level, and the same amount of money is now added up and moved to the campaign level. So what does that mean? You are basically giving Facebook an additional level of flexibility and control. And that level of control means that Facebook can allocate that $30 as it sees fit to improve the objective of your campaign. So if your objective is to get conversions for purchases, then if it finds that one particular ad set, in this case ad set 2, is being more productive, then it is allowed to allocate more of your budget into that one ad set. So it's able to dynamically allocate your budget and make sure you get a higher number of conversions for the same total budget as you had before. So in a high level, this is the overarching purpose of campaign budget optimization. CBO allows Facebook to use its artificial intelligence algorithm to help allocate your budget more effectively. Now, what are the key tips that I can offer you? Now, this is where it really gets important. If you're finding some value in the video so far, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you keep in touch with us. Coming back to this, key tips on CBO campaigns. What we have found in our experience, and in 2019, we had more than $500,000 in ad spend on Facebook. What that has taught us is that the starting budgets in CBOs have to be larger than ad set budgets. In effect, that's because we feel that CBOs are a bit slower to learn quickly. They take a bit longer to learn how to successfully allocate your budget to get you your conversions that you're looking for. Now, if you're using 3 to 5 ad sets within one CBO, and each ad set is running 3 to 5 ad creatives, that is an ideal sort of a scenario for a CBO to function well. Again, this is speaking from our experience. You honestly have to test these things for yourself because every ad account is different. You cannot trust one particular YouTuber that you're listening to, including myself. You have to test out these strategies for yourself and your ad account and your product. But take some guidance from where we are, what we have tried as a starting point, and then see what works for you. Keep experimenting. So like I mentioned, in our experience, 3 to 5 ad sets within a CBO works, and then within each ad set, you should have 3 to 5 different creatives that you're testing, okay? Now, ad sets should be larger in audience size. So that's another thing we've observed. CBOs prefer a larger audience size to be allowed to experiment with different pockets of people. So ideally, you want a audience size of 2 million or more per ad set within your CBO. The second point here is ideally, again, the different ad sets should have a similar size. So try not to have one ad set which is 100 million audience size and the other one which is 1 million. Try to keep them similar sized audiences. If you need to, combine some of those interests so that one particular ad set can increase the audience size so that roughly all the ad sets in the CBO are of a similar range. Finally, we have also found, and I've learned this from other people who are sharing their knowledge on YouTube, key thing is that you want to keep your CBOs for lookalike audiences separate from your CBOs for interest audiences. So don't try not to mix interest audiences with lookalike audiences within one particular CBO. So try to segregate them by the type of ad sets and audiences that you're targeting. Now, scaling with CBOs is basically where we have found that scaling is most effective when the ad sets being put into the CBO have been tested previously and have been proven to be successful. We have proven somehow with a certain amount of budget that yes, this ad set and this creative with that ad set is creating conversions for us on a profitable level. And then when we would migrate those ad sets and creatives to a CBO, we would find that the success rate of CBO was a lot higher and it would learn faster. So try your best to scale in CBOs using ad set and creative combinations that have already worked for you in the past and that have shown a certain track record of success at lower budgets. Coming to the second set of tips here. The CBO campaign, what we've found is when you're scaling with CBOs, in our experience, we've been able to quite rapidly increase our budgets without really hurting the return on ad spend, which is a huge positive, because with ad set level budgets, that used to be one major difficulty, that you'd have some success and good conversions at a certain level of budget, but if you try to increase that, suddenly the ad sets would lose performance. With CBOs, we've not found that as big of a problem, which is a big improvement. With CBOs, we've found that you can even raise the budget 50% to 100% in 1 or 2 days without really hurting the return on ad spend. So that's a huge plus once you find a working and successful CBO. Now, with CBOs, you can also try super broad audiences, try audiences with no interest targeting whatsoever. In fact, those have been some of the most profitable campaigns for us in the past and over the last year. So try some campaigns with no targeting at all, because Facebook's artificial intelligence algorithm is often that smart. It's able to find the right customers for you based on your pixel purchase history. Test also lifetime budget CBOs. So lifetime budgets means that instead of setting budget on a daily basis for the CBO, you're setting a lifetime budget. Let's say you want the CBO to last 1 week. So you're setting the budget for the entire week in a lump sum, and you're allowing Facebook the flexibility to allocate budgets throughout that time frame based on when it expects to get the best performance. So again, there's no guarantees that you'll get better results, but test it out. It's something that we tested and we saw decent results with it. It was comparable to our daily budget CBOs. So give it a shot again. Finally, if you're testing with CBOs, what I mean is if you're trying to use CBOs to test for brand new products, you're not in the scaling phase yet, that's often when you may want to really try to allocate budget more evenly within the ad sets in the CBO. Because oftentimes with CBOs, what happens is you may get the entire or a large majority of the budget being allocated to one particular ad set, and then a lot of the other ones are deprived of any ad spend. And in a testing environment, that's not ideal, because you want Facebook to test roughly equally across the different ad sets so that you can tell fairly which ad set is doing well and which isn't. So in the testing phase, one suggestion would be to allocate a minimum budget to some of the ad sets which you want to test thoroughly, and not a large amount, but let's say if you have a CBO budget of $100 and you're testing 4 different ad sets in that CBO, then maybe allocate a minimum spend of $10 to each ad set, and that gives it a bit more evenness in the ad spend that the CBO tries to deploy. So I hope those tips were useful for you, and it helps you to prepare for the eventual day when CBOs will become mandatory, so that you are ready for that day when it arrives. If you found some value in this video, again, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get to know every single time we put out a brand new video. See you in the next one.